And we're live. Hey, everybody. Spider here, the Coming Soon podcast, of course, being joined by Justin, my man, bro. How are you, bro?
Good. How about yourself?
Man, not bad, bro. I know we are planning on doing this earlier today, man. I was scheduled off today and they called me into work. So make a little bit extra change, man. So it wasn't too bad. But yeah, I mean, it's late in the day. But how's your day today, man? What'd you get done today, bro?
It's been all right. I got a mask done just about. I had to finish the inside of it, so it was actually a wearable. I got that done, and other than that, just same thing.
Bro,
Hanging
and
around
of
the
course,
house watching kids.
no, yeah, dude, you got a little one at home too, man. So I'm sure that's a handful to say the least, right?
Yes. Oh
And
yeah.
then, when
It
it
gets a
comes to
little
the
bit easier
mask,
with
no, yes, sir. And when it comes to the mask, bro, I mean, of course, you're designing these, you're getting these done. I mean, you are an artist per se, because of course, for your Instagram page, for those that do follow you or will follow you after this, you're an artist, man. So you get down, you do. When it comes to drawings, is everything like pen on paper, or do you do digital as well?
I started doing a lot of pencil, map colors, things like that. I can do pen. My preferred medium is just like pencil.
Okay.
I'm getting into digital a little bit, but I'm having some software difficulties, so that's a little bit delayed.
No, bro, yeah, man, I'm with you, man. I mean, that's why one of the things we had talked about the other day, man, is the fact that what goes on in my head, I can't put on paper, bro. Because if not, I'm pretty sure people would be like, "Damn, I got some good ideas," but it's just, being able to do everything like that. I mean, for those that can do it, of course, great. The fact that you're learning, I mean, it's a process, but yeah, bro, I'll just hire people like you to do it for me, man. How about that, bro?
Yeah, I can help you. It's usually that old saying, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. And with art projects, that's usually been my experience.
No,
But
for sure,
I
man.
think with that in mind, I'm good to do stuff for other people because I understand, you know,
No, yeah,
what someone wants.
yeah, there's a need to, of course, you can plug that in by all means, man. And of course, when it comes to mass, bro, I mean, how many have you worked on? How many do you have that you've created?
At the moment, stuff that I've put into for sale, just one, but I've made, oh man, I don't know, 5 or 6 that have circulated.
Right.
I'm gonna make one for the Scream Hollow Haunt pretty soon,
Oh,
and
nice.
by the end of this year, I should have like 5 or 6 more.
Okay, and of course, when it comes to the mask, I mean, are these are you doing these jobs? I mean, for people right now, or is this just what you're creating for yourself?
Right now, I'm just trying to build my own catalog so I can put some stuff out there.
No, for sure, man. And I mean,
I'd like to
right. You see, and we had talked about this the other day too, man. When it comes to being able to create something, and with so many indie films, movie makers out there, man. I mean, see if somebody's interested in using it for their film, and bada bing, bada boom, like they say, man. I mean, you never know, bro. Might create something that people are gonna want
yeah,
to, definitely get.
oh definitely. I hope so anyway, but
And then you know
I
what?
got good taste.
You have brought up a film the other day, man. A movie you were gonna watch, and for
Yes.
the life of me, I was like, I was gonna watch it this morning, and of course they called me into work, so I didn't get to see it. But were you able to watch anything?
Yeah, Wolf Creek. I've heard about it for years. It came out, I think, in 2005,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
sometimes I'm just late to the party. I don't always see stuff when it comes out, but
No, yeah.
I got to watch that.
And what were your thoughts, man? Because I've seen it. It's been a while, man. I ain't gonna lie. That's why I wanted to watch it again to refresh my memory. But as far as your thoughts, man, what was your thoughts on that?
Well, I thought it was made pretty well. Decent production value. It was the pacing wasn't really my thing. It seemed like it took a long time, man. Well over half the movie, maybe even 3/4 almost, until it got into the meat and potatoes, so to speak. But it was okay. Supposedly based on a true story,
Yeah.
so I had to research that. And like most things, they took little bits and pieces. So
Oh yeah. They had to
that
make
didn't
it
really happen.
Yeah, they had to add a few things, I'm sure, man, just to make it movie worthy. For those that are watching, I mean, keep them entertained. But yeah, you know what, man, that's been the case for me because I remember watching that movie, and for sure, man, it dragged out a little too much, man. Like by the time it got to the good part, I was already like, man, I want to leave. When it came to the theater, a lot of movies have been like that lately, man. I don't know if it's just the writers that are like, man, let's make this an hour, 2 hours long, and it's like, bro, like if the movie's good, like get in and out, man. Like I mean the timing for me when it comes to a movie, if it's really that good, I'm thinking like an hour and 15 minutes, less. I mean, if it's
Yeah.
like something that's like going to be a part two, part three, then yeah, by all means. But there's been a few, man. I mean, I went to go see the Boogeyman the other day, man, and it kind of did the same thing to me. It kind of dragged down, and it's just, there was a lot about the film that I didn't like, but being a fan of movies, I'm like, man, I'm glad they made it. It's just what wasn't my cup of tea, man.
Yeah, I've heard about it. I was hoping it'd be good, but Stephen King, but
Yeah.
they call these movies slow burn, and I don't like that expression, but I also don't like movies that are slow burn. And
Yeah.
It's just not my thing.
Man, well, you know what? I didn't watch. What's that?
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, as far as the movies, man, the one that I did watch last night, and I'm gonna watch part two today. But it's there's this movie called Zombies. It's about a zoo where the
I've seen
animals
that.
turn into zombie. Yeah, bro. And I think the first one was made in 2006. I actually contacted the director on Instagram, so I'm looking forward to see if I can plug him in and kind of be like, man, what the hell are y'all thinking, man? Like, I love it. I love the name. I told my girl about it, and she's kind of like, but I enjoyed it, man. It was fun. I mean, of course, it's just something I would have never thought of. And when I saw the title, I was like, no way, man. So I had to watch it. And part two, I'm going to watch tonight. And if I don't finish it, I'll watch it tomorrow morning, But, as far as movies, like I've been plugging in a bunch of movies, bro. I try to get into this binge where I'm like, I'm going to do zombies this week. So I'm watching like as many zombie movies as possible just to kind of see what's out there, look at the creativity. Like you said, some are going to be horrible and some are going to be good. So, but I want to watch it just to say at least I did, So we'll see.
Oh yeah, zombies is always my favorite. I mean, I like zombies back before they got really popular.
Yeah, no, yeah,
I was back. I'm not gonna say how old I am, but I was in high school and drawing stuff of zombies and Night of the Living Dead and all that.
Yeah.
And then many years later, The Walking Dead became a thing.
Yeah, you see, I will say this, bro. As much as I love zombie movies or movies of the undead, I mean, it's just The Walking Dead. I have not seen one episode, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, like it's just by the time I was like, man, I'm gonna start watching it. Like I started watching another series and then another, and then it's just like, damn, dude. Like I just don't. I don't think I'd have the time to watch the whole episode. And my girl kind of every time I watch something, she's like, man, you keep watching the same episodes. And I'm like, yeah, but they're good, And it's just, she's like, let's watch another one. And I'm like, man, I don't want to be caught up on it. Like, I don't have time, It's just stupid of me. But yeah, man, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff out there I haven't seen yet. But, we'll see, man. And one of these days I'll plug it in, Like I said, I mean, these movies, I like them because I get in and out and I'm done. I don't want to commit, if that makes sense, But one of these days I'll watch it, bro.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like 11 seasons or something.
Bro.
I think they ended it on it. They're doing spin-offs and everything else. So
you see, and that's what I was gonna say to you, man. It kind of took off, and it's just they created so many opportunities that I love that stuff. Let me ask you this, bro. Not to go off subject because this video is literally gonna be about everything and anything, But when it comes to what was it? Nightmare on Elm Street, man. Well, shoot, I'm wearing the shirt, right? Robert Englund. I mean, he's already said like, "Hey, I'm done playing the character." He doesn't feel like he can move around as much as he did. He's getting older. He said he would love to do a cameo, but it was time for somebody else. And for me, and I know they made a reboot that was horrible. I didn't like it, but it's like, man, if Robert Englund's out, I say, you know what, squash the film and do like you said, do kind of like an Offspring, just kind of like make it go somewhere else. Now it's like, hey, this person, and just see where that goes. But I think even Robert Englund had talked about putting Kevin Bacon on there to play him.
Yeah.
You see, and
Yes,
that
sir.
I like that, and I'm like, man, I'm a fan of Kevin Bacon. I kind of feel like he's played a couple of horror, like thriller type movies that I liked, and I'm like, man, I think he can pull it off, man. So that I'd be interested in watching, but it's just if it's gonna be like, hey, let's do it just to kind of cash in and make some money. I'm like, nah, bro. Like, let's put it to rest, and let's keep going with something else. Get creative.
Oh, yeah, I don't think a reboot of A Nightmare on Elm Street would really ever
Yeah,
find any kind of success until like people like us and the fans
yeah.
who grew up with them and kind of in our time are too old or dead and gone. So a new generation who isn't attached to Robert England could, come in with a fresh set of eyes. But yeah, I don't
No,
think
yeah,
it would really work otherwise.
they can do that when we're dead. Other than that, man, let's leave it alone, man.
Yes.
And bro,
There's
talking.
so much. I'm sorry,
What's that?
what? I'll say there's just so many sequels and remakes anyway, and people need to get out of that conditioning to want new and original stuff
Oh yeah,
because you're not going to get anything new in the future of franchises otherwise. I mean,
yeah.
these things can't keep going, and I guess they can, but they're going to get worse with each one.
No, you see, and I was watching this video with I think it's Wink or Vanilla Ice, right? That we know. That's how I know him. But he was talking about creativity died when the phone came out. He said, man, before the cell phone, like everything was, that was in mid-90s. He said after the cell phone was created, like creativity kind of went out the window, and it's just that's when like the music industry they keep doing the same thing over. They start redoing the songs, the movies, the same thing. They keep rebooting them, and it's just like, man, that's kind of true, man. Like, but I just feel it's kind of weird because I'm like, man, there's kids out there that I see their videos that they make on their phone, and I'm like, god damn, dude, like that's some good stuff. So I
Oh
just
yeah,
I just don't see how they cannot come up with something like, come on, man, like let's put something else out there and you know do another series or something else. Let's keep going with it, but it's just not to reboot something that's already great. Why ruin it?
right.
But man,
Totally, I agree with you.
you brought up as far as we keep talking about death, dying, all this stuff, dude, but the Iron Cheek, he passed away today.
I saw that. I didn't, click on anything and read into it, but I think he was like what 60, 67 or 64, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, he was up there in age, man. I know. I was at work and somebody was like, "Hey, man, the Iron Sheik passed away," and I was like, "Oh, damn, okay," because just like a lot of people, I follow him on social media, and he's always posting. And I don't know if it was him per se, like maybe it's somebody that he hired or who knows, But it's just sad, man, because it's like, damn, all our heroes are dying. I'm not saying he was everybody's hero, but we grew up,
Oh
watching the guy, man. It's just like, okay, it's gonna come. There's gonna come a time where it's gonna be our turn, man. And I mean, I'm in no rush. I definitely want to live as long as possible, as long as I'm healthy. But yeah, man, it kind of makes you realize, like, you know what, dude? Like, I mean, we gotta if we're gonna do this, we gotta do it right like now. I don't want to
yeah.
keep
Yes.
waiting. I don't want to keep, I'm gonna be 49 this year, bro. I'm gonna throw my age out there, and I feel younger than ever, man. But now it's like as young as I feel, I'm like, damn, I'm getting older. I'm not recovering as fast. Um, at work, I keep busting my ass, dude, my butt, and it's just it takes me a while to recover, So I'm like, damn, I'm no spring chicken, man. But it's just, at the same time, I'm like, dude, I want to do everything now. Whatever I passed up on because I was too busy working and everything else. It's like, man, I got to do it. There's no way
Yes,
about it.
sir. You got to leave that positive impact on the world.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, I've got two kids, and I'm hoping one of them, picks up my creativity and just keep going with it. Because whatever I build with this and Braxton and guys like yourself that are going to be helping on, I want to be able to, like, who knows, dude? Maybe our kids or somebody's going to be like, hey, man, I'm interested in doing something like that, and we keep it going. Because for me, it's just I don't want it to stop here. We create something huge, man, which I think we will. It's just I want it to live just like a movie, like a horror movie. I want this podcast to live as long as possible, and keep making something out of it, man. So we'll see.
Yes, sir. Well, anything's possible, and I always believe that if you've got passion behind whatever you're doing, it's gonna thrive.
Yeah. No, no, for sure, man. And bro, of course, I mean, we're both here in San Antonio. This weekend there's gonna be the Dolls of Horror at Wonderland Mall. We had talked about that. There's no appearances. It's just gonna be vendors and which is great. You know, they're going to be out there selling their product, which is for those watching this. I mean, definitely stop by there, man. It's going to be inside Wonderland of the America, and it's always nice indoors. So of course, you know, if it's raining or muggy outside, man, you can go in there and walk around in the AC, and there's plenty of room, man. There's a lot of parking, so it's like, man, you can picnic out there, and people wouldn't bother you. You know, it's a huge place.
Well, there's always a lot of cool stuff with the vendors every time I've gone there.
No, no, for sure, man. You see, I've got a couple of people. I'm gonna try to swing by there, interview like 3 vendors that I've been kind of like, hey, I'm gonna get them on there. So I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna stop by tomorrow, and I forgot to tell Braxton on Saturday in the gas station in Bastrop. There's gonna be an appearance. Somebody's gonna be out there and do an autograph, and they're gonna do the same thing. So I'm kind of like, damn, I don't know if I'll be able to make it out there. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to swing by there and see if I can at least pop in and get what I can. It is the gas station, of course, through the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you know, from the movie. And Braxton's been there, man. So I want to definitely go one of these days eventually and just get footage, man. Get photos. They have a shop in there, so you can get props.
Oh yeah, it's cool.
You been out there yourself?
Been there a couple
man, I haven't been out there, man. So I definitely want to go by there. And they were saying they have and Braxton told me this too, but they have you can rent a cabin.
Yeah.
You know, so I was just like, yeah, man. So I've never been. I'm interested in going, if not this weekend, for sure soon. But yeah, you know, there's gonna be a lot of stuff going around here in Texas, all over the world. I mean, there's conventions popping up this week when it comes to horror. Horror, man. I mean, I keep throwing that out there, but everybody keeps thinking Halloween, and for me, it's just horror, bro. Like horror year round. Oh, yeah. You know, it's just I love it. I'm eating it up every day, man. I've been a fan of it. When I met Braxton, of course, you know, that's when we started talking more about it, and you know, the bug bit me, and I'm like, bro, let's do it. You know, let's do this podcast. Let's start getting people in, and of course, he's at the gym, man. So if he's still, you know, willing, I'll jump on there with him later on today. But yeah, man, I mean, the fact that, you know, like I said, I mean, we have guys like yourself, we have Vince is going to be helping a couple other people, and it's just try to make it as much as we can out of it, you know, try to get everything. And of course, like yourself, man, you're going to be making masks. Man, tell us as far as your education when it comes to movies, man, because you have an interesting story, bro. You actually went to go and studied, I guess, under the people that made Night of the Living Dead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, well, it started, of course, I love horror, and I guess one of the biggest things I've always wanted to do was be involved in making horror movies, whether it was in front of the camera or special effects.
Right.
And I went to, I think it was Texas Frightmare Weekend, actually. Yeah. And John Russo and Russ Streiner, who are, I don't know if you want me to tell them who it is, but, you know, John Russo was the lead screenwriter for Night of the Living Dead, right. And I believe he was a producer. And Russ Streiner, he was a producer, and he played Johnny, the brother, at the beginning, but they were guests, and they were advertising that they had this program coming up. Right. So, you know, I got the information and decided to go for it because I was at a point in my life where, you know, I didn't have kids. I wasn't in any serious relationships, nothing going on. So I went for it, and they accepted me into the program, and I moved up to Pennsylvania back around 2007. And yeah, they were the lead instructors for this program, and it was like a trade school. So I mean, it wasn't like all the unnecessary math and history and all that other stuff. We just film school, and I learned everything from pre-production through to post-production, from everything from like commercials and documentaries, feature films, and it was really cool. Got to meet a few people in the process, and so I have both a degree and a diploma.
Man, you see, bro, and that's kind of what I like, and I didn't realize that part, because you said it was hands on, like they literally just like, hey, this is what you push, this is what you do, this is, and I like that. That's kind of the same education I need now, because if I go to a trade school and they're like, hey, you got to read this book and this book and this book, I'm like, man, I'm out. You know, I'm leaving, man. It's sad to say, but it's just like I'm at that age, especially now in my life, where it's like I just want to. You just tell me what to push. Tell me if I got to push this button or that one, and you know, let's move on to the next one, bro. And I'll learn that way. You know, some of us do, and that's pretty interesting, man. As far as programs like that, I'm sure there's more out there in the U.S., right? I mean, as far as you see,
yeah, there's several I've seen.
Yeah, bro. You see, I'm interested in something like that, man, because that not so just to be able to go out there and get some education or just keep learning and get the process. Because, like you said too, man. I mean, whether you're behind the camera or in front of it, it's like, hey, as long as you're involved and learn. Because one of the things that I've noticed that I've been seeing and reading, man, a lot of these actors that played the villain, from Jason to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, just in general, man, a lot of them were people that were in production, and they're like, hey, we haven't used that guy behind the camera. Hey, put that mask on, man. Go run around and scare these kids. And that's kind of where a lot of these opportunities happen, because they're like, okay, yeah, and before you know it, boom. I mean, they're Leatherface, they're Jason, and it's just like interesting, man, because it's low budget. So at that time, they had to reuse the same people. There's like 2 or 3 movies. I'm sure there's more, but that I had looked up, and I realized that they were saying like, yeah, that person they used at the end was a victim from the beginning of the movie. They just kind of changed their hair and used them for something else,
Yeah.
And that's
Oh
cool.
yeah.
Man. I like that, man.
Well, Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, yeah.
They did that in Night of the Living Dead. John Russo, he ended up playing like 4 different zombies and a soldier, and the lady, the mother who was down in the basement, she did the makeup effects, and she also played a zombie at one point.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You see, man, but
I love that.
Yeah, bro. Like, and that's kind of the thing too, because we're kind of, I won't put this out there now, but I mean, we're kind of talking about something like that. But yeah, the same thing, man. Like, I'm like, bro, like, put a different shirt, put a hat on, and let's go. And hey, put this on, let's go. And we'll do with what we have and get as much as we can out of it, man. But I love that stuff, man, because even though it's low budget, it doesn't mean it's not high quality. It's not entertaining. It's not, it's a good story behind it. It's good actors, good chemistry. I always look at that, man. It's just, I mean, the lighting's got to be good, the music, of course, but and going back to the Boogeyman, kind of the same thing. It just wasn't. The lighting was good. I liked it. The jump scares were, got me a few times, man. I'm not gonna lie, because that thing was freaking right in my ear, man. As hard of hearing as I am, dude, that shit scared the shit out of me, made me jump. But yeah, man. But everything's got to be in sync. Everything's got to work, and it's just it didn't do it for me. But yeah, man. I mean, as far as all these other movies that I've been using, whatever they have to their availability, it's freaking great, man. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's dozens of benefits. You save money on cast and crew, and then you can put that back into special effects or other things. And
no, yeah,
you know what you're doing. I mean, no one's going to notice any of that stuff anyway. They're going to just see a really well put together movie.
No, you see, and that's what I was going to say too, man, because I'm the type. There's things I notice, and I'm like, man, like that wasn't there, but it's just like if the storyline grabs me, like I'm not even paying attention to that. I'm just like following it. My girl, on the other hand, like she's like, hey, her hair was longer, or her nose were this color, and those are the same shoes, and I'm just like, I'm not even paying attention to that stuff, man. Like I'm just enjoying the movie, I'm like, dude, it got my attention. Like, let's go, man.
Man, you might want to hire her, bring her on to do continuity for a shoot, because there are people that'll see that and then they just can't watch the movie. It bugs them so bad.
Yeah, you see, and I'm not that person, dude. Like if it's a good storyline, like I'm game, let's do it. But bro, as far as the mask, man, do you have the mask with you? You can show us, or are you gonna wait till it's like the finished product?
Well, I've got one over here. I did the very first one that I put into production and was selling copies of. I can grab that.
Okay, yeah, give me a second. We can, yes, sir. Appreciate everybody that's been tuning on. Of course, it's just going to go straight to our YouTube channel, the Coming Soon Podcast. Head out there, subscribe. Justin, man, of course, his link is up there. Go to boneheadmask.com. It's going to take you straight to his Instagram channel. And I appreciate you guys jumping on, man. I'm going to see you, Braxton. If you're out there, brother, let me know, man. We're going to jump you on here and talk a little bit later on. But, bro, let's go, man. The reveal. This is the first one that you made?
Yes, it's the first one I put into production. It's not the first mask I made, but
okay, gotcha.
This was a 3D modeled and printed, and then I've got to make a new mold. But this is a master copy.
Oh, nice.
It's not horror, but it
sort
of is. Hockey mask.
And of course, the whole Bonehead mask. You had talked about that because these are like hard. They're not flimsy. They're not.
Oh,
yeah, bro. Look at that, man.
These are, it's a hockey mask replica from Ninja Turtles. That movie that came back in like 1990. One of the actors wore this mask, and I just thought it was really awesome and badass. And I wanted the mask, but it didn't exist, just the movie prop. And so, many years later, I was able to get it done. And so, I went for it. And
nice, bro.
The good thing with the 3D modeling and this kind of thing is, it's a software program. You've got your virtual ball of clay in the middle of the screen, and you sculpt it. But, you can make that clay transparent and put your reference photos behind it, and then sculpt it and match it up to the photo exactly. And so I got kind of anal about it, but I don't know how many screenshots from every angle to match it as perfect as I could.
Oh yeah, man, of course, man. I mean, this is something that you wanted to create, and of course, you're working on another one. So, I'm gonna keep bringing you on here as much as possible, man. And of course, we'll keep sharing them. People can see your work. If they want to see the rest of it, I mean, I just mentioned it right now, but they can go to www.boneheadmask.com, and of course, it's gonna take them to your Instagram, and they can follow you. And if they want one, or if they're interested in getting something, I mean, of course, right? They can talk to you there.
Oh yeah. And I'll be building a website pretty soon, and
nice,
and do the catalog. I've got 3 masks coming out pretty soon.
Sweet, man. Well, yeah, I mean, we got to start somewhere, man. So of course, that's instead of just talking about it, you're doing it, man. So that's pretty freaking awesome. And man, I wanted to bring up as far as the sponsors for the Coming Soon podcast, man, real quick. But Zagoni Studios, of course, mask maker. We had talked about that, man. The company out there in Illinois, Coffee Cup of Horror. Their logo's up top, but they're gonna be we're going to be doing our own private label when it comes to the night shift coffee, which is going to be ours. We have Fried Snacks, which is an in-house company that we're working on, myself and Braxton Smith. So that's something we'll bring more news as it goes, man. But it's basically going to be like a cinema theater type snack where it's going to be small enough for people to sneak them in, but don't sneak them in. We're not saying you have to, but it's just going to be small and for you to get in and out. And of course, Alamo Distilling Company, man, here in San Antonio. So, I mean, always we're going to be reaching out for sponsors, man, yourself included. You're out there looking for people to work with. So those watching, I mean, of course, follow us, check us out, man. I mean, we're going to be putting out as much content as possible, and we appreciate everything and everyone and everything, because just like everything in life, it doesn't work if people aren't involved or interested, and we're trying to make it as interesting as possible, man. So it'll definitely get there.
Oh yeah.
And man, let me ask you, as far as this weekend, man, are you going to be heading out to Wonderland of the Americas?
I'm going to see if I can. I'm going to do some work, but during the day.
You see, can we bring that up, man? Can we bring up what you're doing at night?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Of course, for those watching, I mean, Justin right here, man. I mean, you're dressing up. You're heading out to downtown, and of course, I mean, it's cosplay, but I mean, what would you call it? I mean, because obviously it's work. You're going out there and basically taking photos with people and accepting tips. Is that what it is?
Right. Yeah. It's basically like I guess street performance would be the most accurate term.
There you go.
Bringing horror out, going out dressed as Michael Myers. And I'm trying to get some more stuff together, but it's funny, ironic. I make masks, but I don't really have a lot of costumes.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get that.
Yeah, you see, and that's kind of, I guess, because it is a costume that people recognize. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you wore your mask and walked around with a baseball barbed wire covered in barbed wire, people would call the cops, because they're like, man, what the hell is this guy? But with something like Mike Myers, Ghostface and characters like that people know, then it's kind of a little bit more like, oh, okay, this guy's just dressed up, because there's a lot of crazy people out there, man. So of course, everybody's got to be careful, man.
Well, I had a cop nearly shoot me one weekend.
Oh, damn, dude. Don't say that, bro.
It was.
And
I don't know. It was. I could think he was.
And what happened with that? I mean, did he tell you to take off your mask and kind of like, hey, show us your ID, or what happened?
Basically, yeah. I had to make a phone call, so I walked off and I sat down. I was on my phone, and then I see this light from behind, a flashlight on me, and I'm thinking it's someone that wanted a picture that's coming to bug me. And so I'm, doing my thing, and I finally get finished with my phone call, and I stand up and turn around, and
wow, I
think the cop nearly crapped himself because he kind of jumped back, and I had, a plastic knife and everything else, the full Michael Myers outfit, and I was like, stop, don't come closer, step back. And put the knife down. And,
Wow.
I tapped the knife. But
Yeah.
eventually, a couple of cops came up and they'd seen me around, and I think he became kind of a laughing stock because they told him what was up.
You see, man, and that's kind of one of the things I wanted to ask you about because, of course, a lot. I'm sure some people do freak out and they're kind of like, "Oh shit! Like, is this guy, is that real? Is that fake?" I mean, you always got to do
Oh,
the
yeah,
tap, of course, but it's just, like I said, it's some weird times, man. So, of course, I'm sure everybody's, watching their six, like they said, and just kind of being careful, man. But that's crazy, man. I mean, that's wow, man. I mean, yeah. But one of these nights, of course, I had told you, man, I'm going to be following you out there and I want to get
Yeah.
footage. I want to get some backdrop and just to kind of see how the feel and see what happens. Because I'm interested in what you're doing, bro. So definitely, if everybody out there, if you're in San Antonio and you see this guy walking around in the mask, of course, hey, say hi.
Yeah, give me money.
There you go. There you go. Tip him out, man. Give him some coins, some bills. Hey, make it
Let
happen.
me get some mask production.
No, you see, and that's what I was going to say too, man. Because of course, money makes the world go around, and we can't do anything without it, unfortunately. But like I tell people, I haven't hit the lottery yet, so it's just like I got to do what I can with what little I have. But yeah, it'll get better, man, and in due time, once we get things rolling, of course, when it comes to sponsor, like I said, dude, if they come in and start paying out, then yeah, we're able to travel. We're able to go out there and get more product, get more eyes on us when it comes to people, as far as viewing our channel and everything else. But it's gonna get better, man. And the best thing is that we're having fun with this, bro. And I just don't want to lose that. I want to have fun till enjoy myself and just go out there and entertain. Get everything I can.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm all for it. I'm all in.
No, yeah, man. And of course, yeah, no, yeah, and that's one of the things we talked about too the other day, man, was the fact that you are in San Antonio, man. So of course, like I had told Braxton, once he gets out of the gym, I'm gonna talk to him. But it's just like if he's not available, and it's like we got to run something, like we can jump on here and just kind of do this. And this kind of one way to do this. That way, people do see you and they're like, oh, okay, you know what, you are part of the team, man, and you're helping out, so we appreciate that. And we're gonna keep pushing you as much as possible, man. So definitely. See us posting your stuff and your work, and of course, bring you more eyes, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Not a problem, brother.
I've got plenty of entertaining stories that are all horror related, and some that aren't horror.
But. No, you see, and we'll definitely get to that, man. I mean, of course, I wanted to make these shows as far as minimum like 15-20 minutes just to kind of get in and out. We're already at the 32-minute mark, which is great because we are having a great conversation. But yeah, man. I mean, when it comes to us jumping in, I want to be able to just kind of like. I don't want to make them too short, but at the same time I want to make them entertaining. I don't want people to be like, oh man, this guy's gonna jump on there and start talking about dumb stuff. I think I told one of the guys, I was like, man, I want to talk about traffic, mosquitoes, and this heat. Shit, let's go from there. It's all three things that are freaking here in San Antonio, man, right now. Freaking weather's horrible, mosquitoes are out like crazy, and it's hot as hell, dude.
Oh yeah. At least we don't have that smoke from the wildfires up north.
I know, bro. I was watching that earlier, and I was just like, "Damn, dude, that's true, man." I mean, there's so much stuff going on, like around the world in general, but it's just crazy. And I think it's from Canada, right? Everything's coming over.
Yeah,
yeah.
Some kind of wildfires. I guess they got plenty of forests up there. So.
No, yeah, bro. In California, and of course, they always have those fires out there, bro. It's just freaking crazy. It's dangerous, and it's like, you know what, man? I mean, we get some crazy stuff here in San Antonio, but Texas up north, of course, the weather's always horrible up there by Lubbock and Dallas. They get hit pretty bad. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I lived in Amarillo for a few years. I know very well.
No, for sure, bro. But of course, man. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, bro. I do thank you for jumping on, like I said. But yeah, we're gonna be bringing you on this more. Everybody out there, of course, Justin's gonna be jumping on. You see him out there posting his stuff, and tag the guy and just keep him follow him on his Instagram. And once the website's up, of course, your domain will be sending everybody to your website, of course.
Yes, sir.
All righty, brother.
Thanks for having me.
No, not a problem, man. But we will talk soon again. But everybody out there, of course, once again, this is Spider. We are the Coming Soon podcast. Till next time, follow up.